Hello, my name is Rachel, and I've spent most of my life in Vallejo. Oftentimes, I would go out with my family and play tourist in San Francisco and explore places like Pier 39, Japantown, Union Square, and so on. After being accepted into SF State, I didn't have much knowledge about the college or its history, other than that Danny Glover used to be a student there. It wasn't it was until my brother told me about the Third World Liberation Strike. To my curiosity, I did further research and thought it would be important that I shared this event with you guys today. The the Third Liberation Front was a coalition formed with the Black, Mexican, Asian Americans, and white student groups. These students would also start a strike that would last about 5 months, which would also be marked as the longest student strike in American history. These students protested for a more diverse student and teacher body, along with an implication of an ethnic studies department. I thought that this movement was very important because not only did our community change, but other colleges around us made the same changes. I will go over the reasoning of the uproar, the strike, what the students did throughout the protest, and how the president and administrators at the time attended the situation. Firstly, I will talk about the actions of the selective committee and the presidents at the time that caused the catalyst of protests. From 1966 to 68, John Summerskill served as the seventh president at San Francisco State University. At the time, students demanded for available for the more unfortunate communities so that they have a chance to attend college. This also encouraged the minority students to come out to call out for a wider racial student body because of how little their culture was being represented. However, the selective service refused to make any changes, and President Summerskill failed to give the students what they wanted. This caused an uproar. The students even said that the president would hide in his office and do nothing. During the height of the situation, President Summerskill resigned and 9 of June 1968, and Robert Smith was appointed as the next president in hopes that he could attend what the students needed. But at that point, things only got worse. George, George Mason Murray, an English teacher that was also an activist at the university, was suspended for saying, "We are slaves, and the only way to become free is to kill all slaves' masters." Murray was suspended because he was promoting students of color to hold onto a firearm on campus in order to protect themselves from racist administrators. This was the perfect opportunity to use this example to show the world that there needs to be a change in the administrator's actions, or else these mistreatments towards minorities will just continue. Next, I will go over what those students did throughout those 5 months. Those who wanted change in the college system would make sure that their community heard what they were fighting for and would bring notice of the inequalities in education to the world. Eventually, President Smith would retire from his position right after his failed attempt to find a middle ground with the students. This caused nearly 80% of the student body to refuse to attend class and protest on campus, shouting, "On strike, shut it down." With a with a rise in aggression, this caused multiple police departments, not only from San Francisco State, but also from Santa Cruz and even my hometown, Vallejo. They would violently force the students to attend class by using weapons like batons, tear gas, and mace spray that was just experimental at the time. At the peak of protests, Samuel Hayakawa was appointed as the next president. It was only until Hayakawa, one of the most controversial and progressive university presidents, was available was able to resolve the students' wants. Finally, this is what the college did to cooperate. Almost Almost immediately after Hayakawa was appointed, he declared that there would be 400 students of minorities to be admitted within the following semester, an implication of an ethnic studies department, and rehire of George Murray. Members of the selection committee came to an agreement and the strike ended on March 21st, 1969. Not only did San Francisco State University experience these changes, but also hundreds of schools followed suit and expanded their diversity as well. It was because of the cause of the uproar, what went down in those protests, and what the school did to change their traditions and give us a wide variety of people at San Francisco State. The actions of these brave students fighting for minorities' right to education and further exposure of their culture. Till this day, this event is very significant because we wouldn't have given those of color a chance for education. Thank you.